What's the cost of living in Idaho? What can you expect to pay for food, fuel, and other living expenses? Let's find out. Before we get started, my name is Isaac Crace. I am a born and raised Idahoan. I love my state and I love sharing its treasures with everyone. I joined the family business, making me a third-generation realtor here in the Boise area. I'm a straight-shooting guy who doesn't sugarcoat the truth, and I tell it like it is. So if that's what you're looking for, you've come to the right place. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode because I have got a great one for you. I'm going to be going over everything about the cost of living in Idaho, from how much different groceries cost, to how much you're looking at for fuel and registration for your vehicles, to what childcare costs in the area. And instead of standing in front of my camera and telling you about this, let's go check it out in person. All right, let's start out looking at some food prices, and what better place to go do that than Walmart. So I am at a Walmart here, and they don't really like filming inside, so I'm going to try and set up my camera on the shopping cart to do a little incognito, so let's go check it out. Going through the fresh produce section at first, as you can see, we have a ton of fresh produce here in the area. We typically have to bust it in from other places. Let's get some bananas. You're looking at about 72 cents per pound of these, and these are just your standard non-organic bananas. And going over to the bread section, let's get some bread. So I'm looking for just a standard bread that you guys probably have. This one is a local bread, Franz Bakery. They're here local, $3.42 for a loaf of bread. And then if you guys want something a little bit higher grade, obviously probably you've heard of Dave's Killer Bread. You can get them just about anywhere. They're going to be $5.98 for their loaf of bread. And heading over to the highly anticipated meat section, I typically get this super lean ground sirloin, and that's going to be $5.28 a pound. But if you want burgers, you're probably going to want something that's not as lean, like this standard one, and you're looking at $3.96 a pound. That's just for the 1 pound package. So if you go up to like this huge one right here, like if you're having a barbecue, you're looking probably under $3 per pound of that. And everybody that I bring to Idaho that's not from here is just amazed at how much actual meat we have here. And grabbing some boneless, skinless chicken breast. This is non-organic, $3.42 a pound. And let's move down the way and look at some organic prices. We've got some boneless, skinless, organic chicken breast. You're looking at $6.48 a pound for that. This one was actually marked down, so if you're a savvy shopper, you know to come get this stuff before, like the day before the Best Buy date, and they'll give you sometimes even 50% off. Coming over here to the bacon section, I always get this Wright brand Applewood cut bacon. It is super good. It's actually less than $10 for that, but I just threw $10 up there for easy numbers. It's like $9.98 or something like that. And we have tons of dairy stuff here in the state. That was all yogurt and that kind of stuff that we were coming by. As for eggs, this is an 18 pack. I don't even think this is like caged for your organic. It's just your standard grade. $3.72 for a carton of that. And we have a lot of eggs in Idaho. The egg shortage did not hit us too hard here. As for milk, Idaho is super heavy into dairy, so we have milk at pretty much every place you could possibly go. I get this organic Walmart grade milk, so it's $6 a gallon, which is more expensive than your standard Walmart grade milk, which is going to be more like $3 for a gallon of milk. As for butter, just your standard Walmart grade 4 sticks of butter, it's going to be $3.98. And let's head over here. I always get this 18 pack of V8 Energy. It's an energy drink. It's V8, so it's a lot healthier than Red Bull. $9.38. Now, I don't want you guys to pay attention to the price on that, but the can tax I'm going to show you for this. And like I said earlier, we have tons of fruits and veggies and berries and that kind of thing, and we have them throughout the winter, but the prices, since we have to ship them in from other places during the winter, they're going to reflect that. And could we even be talking about the potato state if I didn't show our selection of potatoes? I mean, we probably have more potatoes in a Walmart than you even knew existed. And our potatoes are pretty dang cheap too. Like this is a 5 pound bag of russet potatoes. This is just like the potatoes you'd use for a baked potato. Those were $2, just under $2. And let's just take a little stroll through the store just to appreciate how clean it is. I mean, nothing's locked up. There's no just crap strewn all over the place. And even I've got something cool to show you in the sporting goods section. I'm about to get busted.
Anything I can help you guys find?
In Idaho, our Walmarts actually sell guns and ammunition, and this is our Idaho version of organic. those are bullets.
All right, now that we're back in the studio, let's go over the receipt and just look at what the costs and taxes are looking like. First thing we have is our eggs. Those came in at $3.72. Next was our package of butter at $3.98. Then the bacon at $9.98. Our bananas weighed in at 2.5 pounds, so those were $1.48. And against my better judgment, I got those little marshmallow peeps things, chicks that we give to kids for Easter because I gave in. So that added $1.36 to the bill. The 12-pack of V8 energy drinks were $9.38. And since I'm heading to the racetrack after this and it's only going to be 33 degrees, I grabbed the 2-pack of the little Coleman propane cans for my Mr. Buddy heater, which added $9.47 to the total. Last but not least, the organic milk for $6.98, which brought our subtotal to $46.39 plus tax. Taking into account tax, earlier I mentioned that I grabbed those V8 cans to show you how much our can taxes. Like I know Oregon charges, I think it's 10 cents per can. Any guesses to what we charge for our can tax here in Idaho? This much. Big old zero. So the only tax we have for our grocery runs in the state is the standard 6% sales tax, which for a $46.35 trip was $2.22. Let's talk a little bit about the cost of vehicles now. When it comes to registration, Idaho's costs are much more affordable than, say, California. For instance, I just picked up this 1988 F-250 and got it titled and registered in my name. In Idaho, when you purchase a vehicle from a private party, you pay the standard 6% sales tax at the DMV, and if you purchased your vehicle from a dealer, you'll pay that standard 6% at the dealer. So I paid $1,500 for this truck, and the total sales tax when I was at the DMV came out to $90. The total for my trip to go to the DMV was $170.05, and that included the sales tax, the cost to title the vehicle, the cost to register the vehicle, and the cost for the new plates for the vehicle. Newer vehicles are likely going to have a higher registration fee, but across the board, you can typically expect around $60 to $70 for registration for the year. As for fuel prices, Idaho is typically just above the national average, but nowhere near close to California fuel prices. My clients that have moved here from California, I've had quite a few of them where they had to start carpooling and whatnot because it cost them so much to fill up their vehicle to drive to and from work that they were ending up losing money in the commute just because the fuel prices were so gosh dang expensive. At the time I'm making this video, the cost of regular fuel ranges anywhere from $3.79 to $3.74. And if you're a member of Costco and you fill up at Costco, you're probably going to get it for a few cents less than that even. And diesel prices are going to be around $4.50, fluctuating a few cents depending on which fuel station you go to as well. And how about the cost of childcare in the Boise area? Now, I don't have kids, so I had to do a bit of researching online. And what I found is that for infants for childcare, you can typically expect around $7,474 for the total year. As for utilities here in the state, I'm going to use the statements from a 1,200 square foot brand new home. The monthly payment for natural gas from December to January was $85.04. Keep in mind that was in the coldest part of the winter, running your gas furnace, gas water heater, and gas stove. In the summer for this house, they can typically expect probably less than $10 for natural gas because you're not really using your furnace, which is the biggest user of natural gas. So really all you're going to be running is your stove and your water heater. The power bill for this 1,200 square foot home for the month of February was $54.49. Now, obviously, if you have an electric furnace or an electric water heater, the price is going to be reflective of that. In the winter, there isn't a ton that runs off of solely power. It's mainly going to be your appliances and then your lights. Now, keep in mind during the summer, the heat of the summer, when you're running your AC unit, that is going to be a huge user of power. So your price is going to go up in the summer. Now, if you have gas in your house as well, that price is going to come down, so it typically evens out. As for water, sewer, and trash for the city of Caldwell, which is where this home is located, the total expense for the month was $78.76. What about property taxes in Idaho? Typically, you can expect about 1% of your property's assessed value, but this is going to fluctuate a lot depending on which city and which county you're in, and if you're inside the city limits or outside of the city limits. For instance, I live just outside of the Nampa city limits on a smaller acreage property that has a tax assessed value of $618,000. Our levy rate, which is what's multiplied by your tax assessed value to give your actual taxable tax, is 0.0053, so just over 0.5%, bringing my property tax total to about $2,600 for the year. Now, if I was inside of the city limits, I could easily expect this to be around double that amount. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did find it useful, I have picked a special video just for you right here. I encourage you to go check it out. Until next time, I'm Isaac Kreis with Top Idaho Real Estate, your third generation Idaho Realtor.